now this is the new name. This is the existence of limit at a point. Existence of limit at a point. So as the name is actually saying by itself, that it means that the limit of a function at a point does not necessarily exist. The limit of a function, limit means what? That we are actually approaching a particular point, and by just reaching at the gate of that point, we have to interpret that what could be the value of that function at that point. So we can approach that point from the left side or from the right side. So let us assume that we are discussing a random function. Let us assume that we are discussing a random function and we are trying to find the limit of that function at a point x is equal to a. So the way we should be writing this is limit x approaching a fx. So the story is actually this, that the point which you have to understand is this, that limit of a function at a particular point a exists if left hand limit, I am writing this in the short form of LHL, which means left hand limit at x is equal to a is equal to right hand limit at the same point x is equal to a. This means what? That lim x approaching a from minus side fx should be equal to this lim x approaching a from plus side fx. This is the point which you have to keep in your mind. Always this should be there in your mind, that if I want that at a particular point limit of a function is existing or not, then I have to find the left hand limit at that point and the right hand limit at that point. And this is true for any function at any point. This is the point which is to be remembered always. Limit x approaching a from minus side fx should be equal to limit x approaching a from plus side fx. So in the previous example that we were just discussing, we could now recall that in the last case, limit x approaching 1 minus from fx, that was 2, and limit x approaching x 1 plus fx was also equal to 2. So in the previous example, now we can relate that limit x approaching 1 fx was existing. Why? Because left hand limit at that point x is equal to 1 was equal to the right hand limit at the same point x is equal to 1. This is the point which you have to keep in your mind always, that for limit of a function to exist at a point, the left hand limit at that point should be equal to the right hand limit at that point. This is the basic logic. So now comes the differentiator, that how does a limit could be different from the value of a function? Because from the previous example, or just by listening to this, we are still not able to grasp this point, that how could the limit of a function at a point, it looks like that the limit of a function should always be equal to the value of the function. So why this topic is in fact coming into play, why we are doing all this. So let's listen to this theory now. Now I am taking one more example. Let's say fx is x square minus 1 upon x minus 1. So let's say fx is x square minus 1 upon x minus 1. So in this case, we can see that this function can be simplified. We can simply factorize the term in the numerator as x minus 1 multiplied by x plus 1, and we can cancel this x minus 1. So this would become x plus 1, but we have to just keep this thing in our mind that x would not be equal to 1. The value of this function fx at x is equal to 1 in this case does not exist. Why? Because the denominator is becoming 0. Numerator is also becoming 0. That is a separate story and we are not bothered about it. But if the denominator is becoming 0 at a point by filling in simply the value of this function, then the value of that function at that point does not exist. We know that the domain of this function would not include x is equal to 1. So for this function f of 1, the value of fx at x is equal to 1 does not exist. For all the other points, this function would behave same as that of x plus 1. So in a way, if I have to draw the graph of this function, I would be simply drawing this line once again. The only difference would be this, that at this point x is equal to 1, there would be a gap. I'm just denoting that gap as a simple circle. So this gap actually means that this function actually behaves exactly like this line x is equal to simply y is equal to x plus 1, except for this point x is equal to 1. Because at this point there would be a gap. There wouldn't be any value of this function at x is equal to 1 unless it has been given as a separate value to us. But since it is not given, so we'll say that this function is not defined when x is equal to 1. But for all the other points it would be simply x plus 1. So now for this function, if someone actually approaches, if someone finds the right hand limit, again when we are finding the right hand limit, that the value of x is not equal to 1, because we know that when we are finding the limit, we are not filling the exact value. We are just coming as close as possible to the same number, the limit at which is to be found. So in this case, if I again approach x as 1, when I'll come very close to 1, let's say x is 1.00000, 10 times 0 and then 1. The value of this would be 2.000, 10 times 0 and then 1. If I come more close, it would become more zeros and so on. So ultimately, what feeling we would be getting by approaching x as 1 from the right side? The feeling means that what does it looks like just by standing at the gate of 1? That what does it looks like, that what would be the value of this function when x would take the value 1? We don't have to take the value 1. We just have to judge by coming very close to this number 1, that what could be the value of this function if I take the value of x as 1. So we would be able to see that it looks like that the value should be 2. So in this case, can we now see that the limit of this function at x is equal to 1 when approaching from the right side, that is the right hand limit, it is still equal to 2. So the limit of this function, the right hand limit of this function at x is equal to 1 is still equal to 2. And similarly, if I play the same game from the left side, it would again still be 2. X approaching 1 from minus side, fx would be still 2. So when left hand limit at a point is equal to right hand limit at the same point, then we write this as a combination, that limit at that point of this function exists, and we can simply combine this both to write this, that limit x approaching 1 from left side or from right side. So we don't have to put any sign over here. Fx exists and is equal to 2. So can we see that in this example, the limit of the function of this given function at the point x is equal to 1 is 2, but the value of this function at x is equal to 1 does not exist. So now here is the difference. In this case, this was just an example that the value of the function at a particular point and the limit of the function at that point could be different. And they would be different in many cases, and that is a chapter in itself. That is the next chapter, in fact. But the first topic that is to be understood in our mind is that the limit of a function at a point and the value of the function at that point could be different. So here is the way that they are actually coming out to be different. So this is just one example, just to make you understand that those two values can be different. So this is the logic. In today's class, we have now understood many theoretical points. So I'll just keep today's class up to this level only, just to make you, actually the idea was to just warm you up with the topic. And in the next class, we are going to dive further into the same topic. We would be solving questions based upon how to check whether a limit exists or not. And we know the logic now, that ultimately if we have to check the existence of a limit at a particular point, then we have to find the left hand limit and the right hand limit at that point. So we'll further dive into the topic in the next class. So in today's class, just keep this theory in your mind. Take care. All the best. Bye.